Okay. Hey guys, it's Rosalind Payne here, and welcome to our Sunday night Zoom. This is super exciting because we have a phenomenal guest here with us tonight. The amazing Kelly Norman. We'll introduce her in just a second. So I just wanted to say hi to you guys. I haven't had a chance to visit with all y'all since Super Saturday. I hope you guys all had a chance to either attend or watch, that you all got a chance to gather some new information and maybe set some new goals for 2018. As you guys all remember on that, on our Super Saturday, we talked a lot about creating a new list of 64. I really hope you guys are working on that. It is in your back office if you'd like to get a copy of that. I would print out a whole bunch of them, or maybe print out one and make a bunch of copies, hole punch them and put them in a binder, guys. Write a date up at the top of each one and just get after it. You guys, I tell you what, I think as building onto your list of 64 and keeping that as a working document is really vital. I personally like to print it out. I know some people have liked to put them, make them digital or make their own version. I like one printed out. Everyone has their own preference, but I like to bring it with me. I like to bring that with me. I like to bring my APA sheets with me on the go. I keep them in my purse. I keep a binder with me. I just bring it wherever I go, along with a calendar. And I just think it's really great. I found in this business that when I lean on technology 100%, it fails me. It does. And the only way that a paper document fails me is when I lose it, which sometimes is often, but I'm not going to lie. But that being said, it's nice to have a backup. So make sure that you guys are using that list of 64, that you're using an IPA sheet. If you did not attend Super Saturday, or maybe you're brand new, an IPA sheet is an income producing activity sheet. And it's a little sheet we have that you can check off items that you do each day to work your business. Just a great way to hold yourself accountable and give yourself checklists to make sure you're doing work to grow your business. So we can talk a little bit more about that. I'm going to do a Zoom probably later in the week or the following to kind of dive back into everything we talked about on Super Saturday for those of you that would like kind of a refresher course before we kick off the year. But as of right now, I would love to introduce my dear sweet friend, Kelly Norman, who has offered to come on and chat with us today. Y'all, I met Kelly, and I don't even know if Kelly remembers this. I met Kelly at my very first Super Saturday. She was a speaker. I was a gold ambassador. And she stood up there and shared, it was Celeste, Kelly, and Kelly's husband. And they were our speakers. And I remember watching them and just being in awe. I mean, she was so well-spoken. She speaks from the heart. She doesn't mince words. There's not a lot of fluff in what Kelly has to say. Kelly talks with conviction. She's brilliant. And she just, she comes to the game with just a lot of amazing nuggets that we can use to build ourselves and to build our businesses. So I'm going to give you just a little bio on the amazing Kel for you. All right. So Kelly has, apologize guys, my phone's trying to die on me here. So it is still dying. Apologize. Kelly is a diamond ambassador with Plexus. She actually hit diamond in, was it a year, Kelly? Is that how fast you went diamond? She went diamond in 1 year. Not going to lie. That's insane. That's crazy. And that's somebody who's passionate and knows how to grow her business and blow it up. She is now on a speaking circuit. She's John Maxwell certified, and she has just written a book. But I'm going to leave this all up to her and let her share a little bit about her book, about her journey, and just about some amazing information on mindset. So Kelly, I'm going to let you take the reins here, friend.
Awesome. What an introduction. Wow. If I can just live up to that, that'd be great, right? Thank you for letting me encourage your team and come and just spend a little bit of time with all of you guys tonight. So what I want to spend about 20 minutes here, and I want to share something that is passionate on my heart that I think can alter the course of your life, of you fulfilling your dreams. And so tonight we're going to talk about purpose, we're going to talk about vision, and we're going to talk about goals. But before we dive into all that, I want to share something with you. I want to make a comment. We create what we want in our lives. So I'm just going to let that linger for a second. We create what we want in our lives. So the word I like there is create, because I don't know about you, but it kind of takes the pressure off of me. It takes the pressure of the grind of, yes, we have to do our IPAs. Yes, we have to have self-discipline. Yes, we have to do all those things. But when I have on the forefront of my mind that I am to create, see, personally, my views is that God created me. And I think God is the creator of all creators, right? And he said that he created us in his image. So if the mighty creator created us, then we are created to create. So when we think about creating and manifesting, I think it just takes a lot of pressure off. I'm going to throw something else out here to you. Everything that you need has already been given to you. When we grab a hold of that, and when we understand the value and the wealth and what's already been given to us, and it's like a seed inside of us, it keeps us from striving, of thinking that we have to obtain, get. No. That I heard a man speak one time, and he said, where the finger of God points, the palm provides it. And see, I believe that before you took your first breath, that you had a destiny. I believe before you took your first breath that you had a purpose and a plan for your life. And if God created you with a purpose, and that's where his finger pointed, my friends, he provided just what you need inside of you. So with keeping those two things in mind, I want you to remember back. Remember when you learned to ride a bike. I vividly remember this because I was no good at it. It was so hard for me to learn how to ride a bicycle. I still am not a great bike rider, but I can ride a bike. But when I was a kid, I remember walking up the hill and getting on my bike and going down the hill because of the momentum, right? But at the bottom, something would happen every time, and I would fall. And then I would get off my bike, I would push it back up to the top, and then I would get down again. My mother says this vision, this memory was so clear in her mind because she was standing at the door watching, and she could not believe that I would get back on. Well, I remember that day, and I remember falling, but I never remember thinking, oh, I'm so stupid. Oh, I can't ride a bike. Oh, I'm a loser. Now, I may have said something like, oh, that stupid bike, right? And got back up and went to the top. You know, the way we think now is so different than when we learned how to ride a bike when we were kids. Okay, so there was 100 kindergartners, and they asked these 100 kindergartners, who can dance? 100 kindergartners stood up. And then they had them sit down, and they went to them, and they said, okay, who can sing? And 100 kindergartners stood up. Then they took 100 adults and they said, who can dance? And about 15 stood up. They had them sit back down and they said, who can sing? And then about another 15 stood up. My friends, I ask you, who told us we couldn't dance? Who told us we couldn't sing? Something happened from the time that we were kids to the time that we are adults that is stealing our purpose, it is stealing our vision, and it is stealing our goals. You know, it seems like to me that children and animals create so much easier than you and I. I think about a spider, weaving its web, a bird making a nest. They seem to don't have that ego. That self-judgment of, oh, that bird's nest is so much nicer than mine. I'm just a loser. I wasn't made to make bird's nests. No, they don't have that inside of them. They create. So what about a kid? Those of you that have children, you give your children some crayons and they suddenly become an artist. And they suddenly can make a masterpiece that they just hope that you put on the refrigerator for everyone to see, right? What happened? Is something happened in between those years. And I just want us to think about that. You know, I truly believe that if you and I can separate, if we can separate self-value from our results, then we'll be closer where we need to go. Now, and that's worthy of writing down. If you can separate your self-value from your results, I'll example this. Okay, so tomorrow you sign up 5 new ambassadors. All 5 of those ambassadors go Quick Start Gold. Man, when you look in the mirror, you're like, I am all that in a bag of chips, right? Well, what about if you reach out to 20 people tomorrow and they all tell you no? You have 5 ambassadors, jump ship, and move somewhere else, and then your customers shut off because they have all these crazy symptoms. And then when you look at yourself in the mirror, what's your self-value? Mother Teresa said that do not let praise nor criticism move you. And that is one of my very favorite quotes. I take it as my life motto, is that I do not want to let praise nor criticism move me. I do not want to let me having a rock star day to a bad day in plexus change the way when I look in the mirror at the end of the day, what I see is Kelly Norman. And I see who God says I am, not the results that I had in that single day. But I just think that if we can do that, we'll be 1,000 times more confident. We'll be 1,000 times freer, and we'll be 1,000 times happier to actually go forth and accomplish those things we were set to accomplish. So let's jump in here. Let's talk about purpose. So if I was to look at you in the eyes and I was to say, tell me your purpose. I know that your hands would start to get a little sweaty and you would start to get a little nervous because you don't know your purpose. You're unclear of your purpose. You maybe say, Kelly, I just am struggling with that. So I just want you to take a deep breath and let you know it's okay. You don't have to tell me what your life's purpose is right now, but what you do have to do is be moving towards that, to be focusing on what was I created for, what was my purpose, and I'm going to help you with that tonight. What you need to do is learn how to ask great questions. You need to learn how to ask yourself things like, what am I good at? What do I love to talk about? So if you and I were going to go to dinner, that'd be great. And we can have all the time we wanted to visit, and you got to choose the topic. So this is all about you, what you want to talk about. What would you choose to talk about? What is it that fires you up? What is it that gives you energy? What is it that you want to talk about? What is your strengths? What is your giftings? What do people compliment you about? So those are the things that you need to ask yourself, those questions. You need to move towards that. John Maxwell calls it your God-given gift. So if I was to call you on the phone and I was to say, okay, I need you, Elizabeth, I need you right now to do this. And there's not a lot of time, it's an emergency. And what would it be that if I asked you to do that, you were like, Kelly, don't worry about it, I got this. And you wouldn't even have to hardly spend any time on it, and you could rock it. John Maxwell calls that your God-given gift. And then the opposite is your man-made gift. Those are a little bit harder. So I'm going to share my example with you and to help you relate. So my purpose, if you say, Kelly, what's your purpose? I know that my purpose in life is to help you discover your purpose. I know that my purpose is to be, I don't like motivational, transformational. That's the key I use. I know that I'm a transformational speaker. I know that I am called to speak life into you and to change the way you think, change your belief system. I know that's my purpose. So if you called me and you said, Kelly, I need you to speak to my team in 5 minutes. It's an emergency. You don't have a lot of time to prepare. I mean, I really feel quite confident that I could come on and speak and it'd be good. Now, if you called me and you said, Kelly, I need you to sing to this group of people, then it's not happening. Or I need you to bake an apple pie. It's like, whoa, wait a second. We're going to have to watch some YouTube videos here and figure this out. So you can see how your mind's thinking is like, what, can you paint well? Or do you make graphics really well? Maybe you're like me and you love to speak and it's so easy for you. And what are the things that is so easy for you to do? And that's going to lead you guys towards your purpose. Do you remember that I told you where the finger of God is pointing you, his palm provides, and it's already been given to you? And so what people so many people don't realize is that the passion that burns in them was given to them to help them pursue their purpose. So right now, some light bulbs are going off in a couple of you that you're thinking, oh, that's it. That's it. So let's move on to vision. When we talk about vision, I would say this is the one, guys. This is the one you need to spend most of your time on. And it is the one that we spend the least amount of time on. Vision is what fulfills the purpose. Vision is what puts feet and arms to your purpose to walk it out. So vision is so very important that, and there's a scripture that I love, and it says people perish. Where there's no vision, that people perish. And so we have to have vision to have life inside of our life and the people that we've been entrusted to around us. Vision brings clarity. It fuels the ship. So, but here's the deal with vision, is that it's not a one-time gig. It's not like, okay, well, I'm going to have my vision time here and boom, got it. Okay, that's it. Vision is something that you have to make a habit of. And so the way I've made a habit of it is I have a planner. Each year it's a little different. And then when I have my quiet time every morning, for me, it looks like prayer and reading my Bible and just being quiet and spending some time visualizing. And then I make notes and I write out some of the things that I'm seeing and I'm feeling and where I feel like God has taken me and what it's going to look like. Because I know when I get up from that time of reflecting and meditating and being quiet and visualizing, that I'm at noon when life is tough, I'm not going to have the same feeling. So I've got to go back and remember at that time when my mind was clear, when I felt like God was speaking to me, when I felt like I was seeing what I was to visualize to fulfill my purpose, I wrote it down. And here's the deal too, is that you got to make a habit of it, because life is never what we think it's going to be. What we think is going to happen or what we think is going to turn out, guys, it is very seldom that way. So I have learned to realign. That is one of the gifts that I feel like that I have embraced, is realign. So it's not a one-time thing, because life is always evolving. Things are always changing. And then I want to end up with goals. So we talked about purpose. I shared with you my purpose is that I felt like was to help you find your purpose, to transformational encounters as speaking, that I had to visualize and what it looked like. Because if I'm going to change your life, if I'm going to be the conduit that you receive some transformation, then I've got to visualize what that looks like. So what did I see? I saw that I need to get my John Maxwell certification because I needed some validation. And when I got that, John, when you hear the name John Maxwell, your ear goes like this, right? And so I knew that it would open doors for me. I visualized speaking to people. I saw large groups of people. I saw books. I knew that I would need to write some books to be able to accomplish my purpose. I saw a mentorship program. I saw Zooms like this right here. And so I was visualizing those things. And so the next thing is goals. Many people stop at visualization and are buried with their dream, and are buried with their life's purpose. It never is fulfilled because they miss this part right here. And it's making those goals and walking it out. And that's where that list of 64 that Rosa was talking to you, that's those goals and actually walking that out. And so for me, I knew I need to set an hour a day aside to get my John Maxwell certification. Then I need to set an hour a day to write my curriculum, to write my book. I needed to set time a day to still work my Plexus business. So I had to set small goals and large goals to be able for this to be fulfilled. Now, I want to tell you guys, make some small goals. If you're having a hard time crushing your goals, make some small ones, because you will have confidence when you hit those small goals, and it will empower you to be able to hit more goals and more goals. Some people make these huge goals and can never hit them and feel like losers and are defeated, and they don't reach their goals. So that's something that you need to practice doing. Small term goals, celebrating that, and then moving on. This was very, very quick on your purpose, on your vision, on goals. We could spend a whole weekend and talk about these topics, but I just wanted to leave a few tips in there. And as we're ending up here, I want to talk to you and caution you I want to caution you that when you are pursuing your purpose, when you are learning how to have vision, when you are setting goals, that we all have this voice inside of us, and it's called the voice of reason. And what this voice looks like is it's gonna look like, well, how's that gonna happen? Well, who are you to do that? Well, you failed before. So what does that look like in my life? Maybe I'm visualizing speaking to large groups of people, and maybe the voice says, because remember, here I live in a town of 700. I'm just a small town girl that in the middle of visualizing, my voice is saying, who's going to listen to you? Who's going to pay $1 to come listen to anything you have to say? You have no idea how to write a book. How can you write a book? And so when that voice of reason is like, what does it look like? You can't do that. Guys, it's crucial. This voice has stolen so many dreams, so many purposes, so many goals from people because they listen to it. It is at this moment when your affirmations are absolutely huge. And I feel like that's something that I specialize in, is helping you make affirmations. I like to help lead you through personalizing your affirmations. Now, you cannot go wrong saying positive things over your life, but I want that bullseye for you. I want to help you make personal affirmations for your life, for your purpose, for your vision, for your goals. And I feel like I can do that. So January 27th, I'm going to be in Grapevine, Texas with a workshop. And what that workshop looks like is this. We're going to start the day off and we're going to talk about identity. I love to teach on identity, upon mindset, and upon affirmations. So that's going to be the very beginning of the day. Now, throughout that morning session there, I weave my personal story into this, and that will be the only time that you'll be able to hear some of the things that I reveal to you. When I started this, I felt like the Lord impressed upon my heart, Kelly, you're going to have to be authentic. You're going to have to be vulnerable. And those were two words that I was obedient on. And so I just weave it's probably going to surprise you. You're not going to come expecting it. I weave my personal story through that morning. And then after we talk about identity, mindset, affirmations, we're going to go into offense. And so I ask you, are you sick and tired of being offended all the time? You know what? There was a time in my life when I was sick of carrying around offense. I was sick of strife. And I found that most of my strife was from me taking offense. So I'm going to teach you how to let go of offense and listen, how to live a life never offended again. Can you believe that? Yeah, I got the tools to show you that you can put in your tool belt for you never to be offended again. Now, just think, Rosalind, would you love to have a team that was never offended?
Absolutely.
You think you can hit the leaders board with that? Yes. I mean, because you're going to soar, guys. The fence is a ball and chain that is holding you back. So after we talk about that, we're going to go into boundaries. I'm going to teach you how to have boundaries with people, with food, with money, in different areas, and I'm going to show you why it's so important. Okay. One thing I promise you is that this workshop will not be over your head, because I am a simple girl and I like to learn things that I can pick up and use that day. So everything you learn is going to be so easy to understand, so easy for you to put in your tool belt, and you are going to get results with this. After that, we'll go to lunch. I am launching my book in January. I keep wanting to say December, January 27th. So at lunch, you'll have a chance to be able to get the book. If you want to autograph it, I'd love to do that for you. I'll autograph it for you. We'll come back from lunch and we are going to go into the afternoon session of John Maxwell's book, Put Your Dream to the Test. I love this book. It's an amazing book. And a couple of things we're going to focus on in this book is, do you own your dream? Because what I have found out is that people are walking around with a dream that somebody else put upon them. We're going to bring some ownership so you know that this is my dream. And then we're going to bring some clarity to it. I'm going to set a pathway on how to walk it out. I'm going to teach you how to have tenacity and passion in those low parts. You see, John Maxwell talked about the The distance in between your plan. And the distance in between your plan is the DIP, the acronym DIP, right? So it's at the bottom. It's at the bottom, guys, that you have got to know, I got to pull up my bootstraps. I got to be reminded of my purpose and my why, and that I'm going to teach you how to have passion and tenacity to get out of it. Because some people think, oh, it's so hard, I'm not supposed to be here. No, that's not right. It's hard for all of us, and we've got to learn how to push through. And then we're going to talk about how to be able to live a significant life with that dream. You see, the gifts that we were given were really not a gift for us. They were a gift for us to be a blessing to other people. We're just the conduit, guys. We are meant to add value to other people's life. John Maxwell talks about success as figuring out your purpose. But guys, significance is figuring out your purpose and adding value to other people's lives with it. In 2017, God gave me a word. And that word in the very beginning of 2017 was legacy. And I feel like I have birthed that word. I feel like that it holds such a special place in my heart, because I believe, and I'm talking to you right now, I believe that you can live beyond your life. I believe that the years that we have on this earth, guys, if we live to be 90 years old, it's not that long. But in those 90 years, or whatever day God has destined for you to finish this time on earth, that your life can live beyond yourself, that you can live a legacy to your children, to your grandchildren, to your great-grandchildren, I believe 100 generations down, that your life can make a difference. It can make a difference in the people that you're entrusted to around you. And that, my friends, is leaving a legacy for those beyond. And that is what I want to talk to you about at this workshop. I want to bring it home, because when we talk about legacy, I feel like the boat gets missed sometimes, that people forget to say, if you want to leave a legacy, then you can't walk around offended all the time. If you want to leave a legacy, you got to learn to forgive. If you want to leave a legacy, you got to set some boundaries. You've got to have a healthy mindset. You got to pursue your purpose. And that, my friends, is a legacy that you will leave that will change the world, the generations after you. Myself, I'm passionate about this because my grandmother and my mother left me a legacy that has been a treasure to me, a legacy of kindness, a legacy of grace, a legacy of love, and a legacy of strength that I'm so thankful for, that I feel like I just have to teach everybody else to leave this to your children. Because when it's all said and done, that's what's important. And I tell people, I really hope your Plexus business, I hope you make it to the top. I hope it is abundantly being blessed and that you are hitting all kinds of ranks. But more than that, I hope that you're being the best mom, the best dad, the best friend, the best spouse, the best person that you can be. And I just know that I was created for this. I know that these workshops, if you can get there, and I know this is going out, but I believe it, that your life will be changed. That on January 27th, if you attend that workshop, that you're going to be able to look back and you're going to be able to say, on January 27th is where everything changed. And if you feel like that there's something inside of you that you need, guys, then I would so love to see your beautiful face there, to be able to encourage you and to share things that I know that can change your life. So, Roz, thank you. Thank you for letting me encourage your team and to share with them.
Thank you so much, Kelly. That was awesome. Your event's going to be completely legit, by the way. And everybody in Dallas is freaking out about it because it's going to be so great. There were some questions posed, Kel. If you don't mind, I can ask you a couple questions.
Yes.
One, somebody from my team asked, are you bringing this workshop at all to Atlanta? Do you have any?
Well, I'll tell you what, I did have a workshop scheduled in Atlanta last year, and there were some things that conflicted with it. They had to cancel. So what you need to do is to reach out to your diamonds in the Atlanta area, because I would love to get one on the books this year, and just encourage them, hey, can we bring Kelly and Norman to Atlanta?
Great. Someone asked the same about Phoenix.
Phoenix. Let's see. I was in Utah not very long ago, and I just would have the same thing. Reach out to your jewels in Phoenix. Right now, I have 3 workshops scheduled for 2018. It's going to be Dallas, and then I'm going to go to March the 3rd. I'll be in Fresno, California, and then March the 10th in Houston.
Okay, great. Great. And somebody asked, do you have a YouTube channel?
I do. I also have a website. So my website is Kelly J. Norman. You'll find out pretty much everything that's going on, where I'm going to be at, what I'm offering. I do have a mentorship program, some things like that you can learn about. So you can go to kellyjnorman.com, and you can just, it's Kelly Norman on YouTube. There's some videos that I have that for my team and training. And
great. And somebody asked, will your workshop ever be recorded? Will you do any type of recorded feed?
As of right now, I just feel like I want to see your face in person. There is something about, I could record and I could probably, you know, and make a lot of money doing it. But there's something about being present where you leave your home, you have nothing attached to that. I'm here for results. And the best results is for us being in person. So for right now, and I've had several people tell me, Kelly, you need to do that. I just can't do it right now, but I'm not saying I won't in the future.
Got it. Got it. And then another question we received was, folks are wondering how, once your book is released, how they will be able to get their hands on your book if they're not able to come to a workshop because it's not in their town.
You bet. It's going to be on Amazon, and it will be on ebook. You can get it on your Kindle, and then I'll sell it off my website too. But it will be on Amazon. It's probably the easiest thing for most people.
Okay. And y'all here, everybody here on Power Team, I'll put her link. Once she does have it released, I'll put that link for her book on my page. And I'll pin it for a while, and then we'll just keep it under files so you guys can always go in there, find the link, and easily access it, so you're not always having to search the page.
Okay. Hey, Ross, you know, John came to my workshop in Utah. I see he's on this call. That's awesome.
Yes, John Taylor is on here, and yes, he did go to your workshop. He and his wife spoke accolades about it. So I'm so glad that they were able to bring that information back to us, and that's what got so many people fired up to be able to hop on here and hear what else you had to share. So I am so excited. I know some people around here saying, Roz, you are my diamond, meaning, hey, Roz, help me get Kelly in my hometown. So I'll talk to Kelly. What she meant to say was the jewels in your area, because the jewels in your area. So, you know, if you live in the Atlanta area, I know I've got quite a large team over there. Y'all might want to get with some of the Atlanta area jewels and see what they could do about helping get Kelly out there to that area. So we can talk more about that too, y'all, offline. If anybody has any questions, you can inbox me and we can chat. So thank you, Kelly. Thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing with my team. I love the fact that she has barely scratched the surface. Just to recap, she has an event here in Dallas on the 27th. She's going to be talking about identity. She's going to be talking about mindset, affirmations. She's going to talk about living a life of never being offended. She's going to chat a little bit about boundaries, you guys. She's going to chat about boundaries with people and funny people and food and money. She's going to have a lunch break, going to have a little book release there at the lunch break. And then after the lunch break, she's going to we'll go through the book, Put Your Dreams to the Test by John Maxwell. Completely legit and amazing. Kelly, thank you for coming. We appreciate having you. Thank you for blessing my team, and have a great night. See you later, Power Team. Y'all have a good one.
And I guess you can just put that link on your to the Eventbrite on your page.
I sure will. Go ahead. Resend that to me, Kel, and I'll go ahead and put it on there right now.
Perfect. Okay.
All right. All right, guys. Good night.